Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, everyone. Lanny, Bert, you know us by now, the Dividend Diplomats. You know what we love more than anything else? Dividend increases. We love seeing your passive income grow without lifting a finger. That's why in today's video, we're going to talk to you about 8 dividend increases that are about to happen in September 2022 in the coming month.
Guys, before we jump into these 8 big, juicy dividend increases that's about to juice up that passive income stream, give this video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the Bert and Lanny here on the Diplomats Dividend Investing channel.
Everyone, you saw that in the intro. Lanny pulled out his 3 base set Shadowless starter Pokemon cards. That's right. If you're a Pokemon collector out there, make sure you like this video again. Let in the comments, you know what? Would you guys ever be interested in watching Lanny and I BS do a pack opening on our channel in a short or something like that? Let us know in the comment section because we'd do it. It'd be fun.
All right, Bert, let's hear what they have to say, but we've got 8 big stocks here to talk about. We won't take too long diving into these stocks. Bert's got the Diplomat mug. You know I'm rocking my coffee. You've got yours. Maybe a little extra something in that drink this morning. Bert, there's some fun stocks on here, some big namers, some dividend aristocrats, and some well on their way on being dividend aristocrats as well. I cannot wait to see each one of these 8 because good Lord, I almost own every single one probably.
Yeah, I own 5 of the 8, so this is going to be a fun month for us. You know, our Twitter feed is going to be blowing up with dividend increases, anticipated announcements. Number 1, though, Lanny, this one's a legendary. Is it one of our top 5 foundation stocks for your portfolios? That's right. It's one of the OGs that we always talked about on our website. Lanny, who is the first company on this list?
Guys, we are talking about good old Mickey D's McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD, the dividend aristocrat, well on their way on being the dividend king. Get that Burger King out of here because this is their true crown that's about to hit on the head of McDonald's.
Yeah, they've increased that dividend for 45 consecutive years, and they always have a pretty consistent dividend increase. It's always in is it the third Thursday, Lanny, I think is what it is. It's the same every single year.
It's the same. Usually happens after the close of business, and you just sit there and refresh that investor relations page of McDonald's stock. It's very awesome being on that investor relations page because historically the dividend growth rate has been very strong. And Bert, what's that 5-year average dividend growth rate?
Yeah, it's 7.96%. And not only has it been strong, it's been pretty consistent too, which is the exact combo we want. Last year, it was a 7% dividend increase. So we understand things have changed here in 2022 a little bit for dividends. We've seen some surprises. We've seen some duds. But in my mind, McDonald's on their way to becoming that dividend king. They've increased it, for 45 years. I'm thinking it's going to be about the same. I don't see any reason why it's not going to be between 6 to 8% for McDonald's.
You know, if I dive into kind of what their current dividend is quarterly, it's about $1.38. So you kind of do the rough math. I'm calling it a 10-cent increase. I'm saying they're bringing out the hammer. They're going from $1.38 to $1.48, brother, and they're going to announce a 7.2% increase. That's my call.
All right, that's it. That's number 1, McDonald's. I'm thinking 6 to 8%. Lanny's going 7.2%. Got to be exact, Lanny. That's the Lanny way. So let's go on to stock number 2.
Number 2.
We're going to stick in into a kind of similar idea. We always talk about, yeah, no, that's not McCafe in there. It's also not this product, or is it? Is the coffee you're drinking owned by this company, Lanny?
More than likely, I believe so, guys, because we're talking about the Bucks, Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX. Guys, the foot traction, the drive-through lanes, this company is still on fire despite inflationary pressures, despite recession fears. Why? Because we think that it probably is a cheaper alternative to other entertainment where you can go out and meet friends and socialize in this higher cost world we're in.
Yeah, and think of how many people it's a part of their daily routine as well. Just go grab their cup at Starbucks, go fill up. No matter how cheap or how expensive that is, it's still in your day, and that's not something people want to cut because they like the coffee. It's a luxury expense, but it's not for a lot of people. So I think that's why, despite to your point, Landy, some of the headwinds, I think we're still going to see a pretty solid dividend increase here for Starbucks. Over their 5-year average dividend growth rate, it's 14.56%. But in 2021, they slowed that dividend growth down a little bit to 8.9%. So slowing some growth. And my expectations going here into 2022 with some of the headwinds they're facing, I'm not expecting them to revert back to the average. I'm thinking they're probably going to hang tight closer to what they did last year, or even down slightly to probably between 6 or around 6% what I'm thinking.
I'm going to call 4-cent increase, which is around, I think around 8%, Bert. So yeah, I think I agree with you. Below their average, which is, obviously 14, 15, below the last year's increase, which was 8.9, but they'll still be, I'm calling 8%. You're calling 6%. I'd be happy with 6. I'd love the 8.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, Starbucks and McDonald's are kind of in the same boat in my mind. Now, let's shift gears into a completely different sector here. The aerospace sector. Our favorite, Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT. This is one of the OGs of Lanny's dividend stock portfolio.
Yes, it is. You're not wrong there, Bert. Definitely one of my first handful of stocks I ever bought, scraping every dollar together, investing it. The return on this has been incredible. They currently actually pay $2.80 per quarter. Historically, Bert, a nice 9% dividend growth rate average. Last year was 7.7%. The growth rate has obviously slowed for Lockheed. Pretty interesting bag here. I'm calling a 20-cent increase to get it to 3. I don't know what you're thinking.
That's exactly what I am. But that's what I had that calculated out here. That's a 7.1% increase. So yeah, it's going to be, there's no reason for them to break from that. It's going to be a nice round number just to get there. I couldn't agree more. And that will put them even closer to becoming a dividend aristocrat there. This would be the 20th consecutive increase for Lockheed Martin. So it'll be a banger, get them to $3. I agree, Lanny. So let's go. I started my position at Lockheed. I think I only owned 6 shares and some change because that share, the market value is higher, much higher because of how expensive that stock is, but it's only 6 shares for me. So I'm jealous you got in them early.
Well, I mean, you bought them, you own them. It's great stock B. So just enjoy that dividend growth.
Next dip, I'll be loading up on them. Moving into number 4, tech, Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. Tech sector's always delivering some fun ones, aren't they?
Oh, I mean, obviously not the highest yielding stock here on the board, but Microsoft is a high growth stock here that pays a nice dividend. You really can't be mad about Microsoft because you're getting the best of both worlds, significant price appreciation typically, and you're getting rewarded with the dividend plus a high dividend growth stock. And Bert, that last increase, wasn't it over 10%?
Yeah, it was 10.7%. It was actually slightly higher than their 5-year average dividend growth rate of 9.72%. So they've been pretty consistent. Their yield's slightly below the S&P 500. It's just a little bit below 1. So it'll be interesting to see what Microsoft does, especially with tech stocks getting hammered on Friday, but also being in a slight rebound compared to how bad 2022 started off for the sector.
I'm calling another 6-cent increase, just below 10%.
Yeah, I was going to say 8 to 10%. Some of these are really hard to peg, so I think a range. But yeah, I think we've been in alignment for most of these so far, I think, Lanny.
Well, let's dive into dividend stock number 5. Get your favorite cigarette. Start toking up a nice little cigar here because we're diving into Philip Morris, ticker symbol PM. And Bert, what's cool about having this stock on the list is because of what Altria did just at the end of August, because Altria announced a nice 4% dividend increase on top of that 8% whatever dividend yield.
Yeah, and it was a dud from Altria's historical standpoint, but the expectations should never have been very high for what Altria was going to do because 2022 had been terrible for them. I mean,
so it's terrible.
Yeah, but Philip Morris, on the other hand, is a company that has much more modest dividend growth. They've never been trying to claim that they're going to be a high dividend growth rate stock. 5-year average is 3.75%. Last year, their dividend increase was 4.2%. So again, Philip Morris, slow dividend growth, high dividend yield. It's never been the Altria swings where they had the high dividend yield in that period of exceptional dividend growth. So be interesting to see. what I'm thinking is probably something very much in line with what Altria did, right around the 4 to 5% dividend growth rate for Philip Morris.
Yep, calling 5 cents on top of their $1.25, 4% increase. Let's see it.
Yep.
Hey, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Are they going to stay in line with that 4%? Let us know.
Yeah. And let us know what your thoughts are too about Altria, because I know that was such a hot topic for so many in the community. Let's move into number 6. Lanny, you've got to take this one. This one's got you written all over it for number 6 on our list.
Let me tell you something, brother. I own hundreds of shares of this dividend stock here that's been growing their dividend ever since 6 years ago. The average dividend growth rate's about 6%, Jack. The last increase was 6.9%. Now, I don't think it's going to be 6.9% here. Yes, I do. If I just take a quick look, own over 215 shares of this REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust, up Store Capital, STOR. Buffett, get out of here. Come on, Warren. You were slimming down your position, but I think Store Capital still comes in with a nice dividend growth rate this year. Bert, any sort of signs of what you're expecting here?
So let's look to your point there. Last year's increase was solid. It was 6.9%. 5-year average dividend growth rate is 5.84%. Taking a step back, interest rates are just hammering the REIT sector. Because of how levered REITs are, every increase to interest is pretty substantial on their cash flow. So I would assume this isn't going to be the time where REITs are going to be jacking up their dividends in addition to high interest rates. So I would expect a slowdown here. That's just what I'm thinking, the way the wind's blowing.
I agree. I think they're at 38.5 cents per share per quarter. So dividend investing community, my expectation here for the dividend diplomats is 1.5 cents. Let's just get it to 40 and we'll call it almost a 4% increase.
Yep, I think that's reasonable.
Now, if it's less, I'm gonna be a little mad.
A little mad, a lot of mad, or I'm gonna be really effing pissed is what I heard. Now let's move into number 7 to the Lone Star State, in name only. This company has been pretty hot in the dividend investing community, Lanny. I see a lot of dividend investors and dividend bloggers scooping up shares of Texas Instruments, ticker symbol TXN. Yeah, I like it. The
DX here, guys. So, but Bert, I think Bert, this is a great stock for your portfolio. I think
it could be a great stock for your portfolio too. Why has it got to be just mine?
I said yours first.
No, I said yours second. We could. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So why is Lanny saying that? Let's look at the dividend metrics here. Taking a step back, their yield's about 2.7%. 5-year average dividend growth is a pathetic 18.23%. Last year, okay, they reverted back a little bit. We can't keep up an 18% 5-year dividend growth rate. So instead, we're only going to do a 12.7% increase in 2021. So, I mean, solid, very solid yield. Very strong dividend growth rate in the tech sector. So yeah, I can see why you would say it could be there, but maybe this will be a good future video for an undervalued stock, Lanny, of how the rest of the metrics.
Everything looks really solid about Texas Instruments, guys. I'm calling it well over a double-digit increase here.
Oh, are you? What's the percent? Throw a percent down.
You want me to throw a percent down on Texas Instrument? You want me to head down to good old Tejas and give you a nice little estimate of what I think TXN is about to do, Chico? Well, let me tell you something, SA. I think what they'll do, because they're $1.15 per share per quarter. They went up from $1.02. Do they have it in them to get to $1.30 by increasing it 15 cents or 13%?
I'm going to say, you're going to say 13.7%. I'm going to say that they do not have it in there. I'm going to say it's going to be an 8.7% increase. That will be a 10-cent one to get them to 120. Let's see if they do that. Split the difference. Well, who cares? Doesn't matter to us. We don't own this one. All right. Last, but definitely not least, do you hear some barking in the background, Lanny? Because I hear one of the dogs of our portfolio.
Here comes a dividend dog here. Dividend stock number 8. Man, Bert, what company is this? We're not talking about AT&T.
We're talking about Verizon, ticker symbol VZ. And I think we can kind of breeze through this one here because they've increased for 17 years. Their 5-year average growth rate's 2.08%. Their last year's increase was 2%. So I'm just going to go on a limb and say my expectations are probably going to be right around 2% for Verizon.
I could not agree more, guys. So in summary here, we're not going to talk about Verizon too much, but we had 8 dividend stocks. Here are the first 4. We had McDonald's coming in, Starbucks, Lockheed Martin, Microsoft, and Bert, what are the other 4 dividend stocks?
Philip Morris, Store Capital, Texas Instruments, and Verizon.
Guys, what other stocks are you expecting a dividend increase this month? Let us know in those comments below. How many dividend stocks on this list of 8 do you own, and are you going to get a passive income boost this month?
If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's go, everybody. Dividend increases are the best. And we love them. We watch them. We hawk them. That's what's fun about this video.
Guys, that was Bert the Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.